Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to talk about my favorite line of cases, and that's the official Samsung Hard Protective Standing Case. Now let's go into a quick unboxing. I mean, who really needs to see this unboxed? It's just a case. So I've had a lot of Samsung phones in the past, and I really like their official line of cases. I think they're actually worth the premium. I've tried cheaper cases from Amazon, such as the Spigen or Spigen kind of series, and I find that those cases are really slippery. They're kind of made of this plastic that kind of slips on your hand, so you're more prone to drop them, which I kind of defeats the purpose of having a case. There's also the OtterBox series, which I also liked, but I find that sometimes they're kind of too thick, or they're very rubbery and very hard to put in your pocket. The thing with my S9 case is that I found that it was the perfect kind of blend between not too thin but not too thick. I really liked the design, but also I really like how it felt, the kind of texture, the type of materials they're using. It wasn't too rubbery, but it wasn't too slippery, so it was easy to put in your pocket, but it felt good in your hand and felt like it wasn't going to move out of your kind of sweaty hand or whatever. So with that said, I think that paying a premium for the type of Samsung official cases is definitely worth it. I mean, we're trying to protect our phones here. They cost over $1,000, and it's definitely worth the little investment for that. Now, unfortunately, with the Note 10 case, they kind of redesigned it. They kind of tweaked it a bit, and I found that the kind of materials they're using, the kind of texture, it does feel a little bit more slippery. And it's not as slippery as the Spigen or the cheaper cases that kind of just fall out your hand and like are super smooth. But it's definitely not as gooey or textury. It's hard to describe this kind of texture, but it's not as good as my previous generation for my S9 phone. I even asked a friend about this, and he noticed that it is a little more slippery to use a Note 10 case. Now, I don't think this is a deal breaker. I still think that this particular type of case, the hardcover with the stand, is one of the best cases out there for the Note 10 Plus. I really like the design. I like that it comes in a kind of a silver design or a black design. I also find with the Note 10 case that it attracts a lot more fingerprints than the previous generation. It's a little more shinier, so you can see some grease, some fingerprints. This makes it not as pleasing to the eye as the previous cases. So aside from how cool and how protective this case is, one of the killer features is that it has a kickstand, which allows you to watch your phone in kind of a landscape mode. So let's say you're eating at your desk, you can basically watch a YouTube video very easily. And I really like this experience. It has transformed my phone, my previous phone, to like a media consumption device, and I really use it day to day for better or worse. Now they tweaked the design with the Note 10 Plus. Since it's such a big phone, they actually added two kickstands. This offers two different viewing angles, one that is very sloped and one is kind of more high. So depending on how you're sitting or viewing this phone, you can pick the right viewing angle. Now I do like this added flexibility. It is cool. Now what I'm worried about is that when you use your phone with the case in portrait mode or kind of stand it vertically, there is a lot more pressure on the joint of the kickstand because it's a bigger phone. It's a lot heavier than like I'd say a smaller phone. And also the position where they kind of put the kickstand, it's kind of lower. So what ends up happening is that there's actually a lot more pressure on the joint of the kickstand. Now these kickstands are meant to be, you can pull them out so they don't snap off. But I do find that the plastic, the rigidity of it, or kind of how rigid it is, will weaken over time. And I'm worried about kind of putting too much pressure using the phone in portrait mode. One interesting thing to note is that if you use both the cases on another phone and on the Note 10, you can't reverse wireless charge, which is really disappointing. So in order to charge your phone, you have to remove the case on one of the phones. So for example, on my S9, I removed the hardcover case and it was able to charge fully. Something I mentioned in my video review of the Note 10 Plus is that if you want to pull down the notification panel, given that this device is an infinity display on the top and bottom, it's kind of painful to pull down. You kind of hit the edge a lot with this case. On my S9, this was not an issue because it has a bezel. So when you pull down from the notification at the top, it's a very smooth action. And let's not forget, the S9 has an ingenious fingerprint gesture that allows you to pull down the notification by pulling down on the fingerprint scanner. And this is something that I dearly miss in my Note 10. Now overall, I do feel like this is definitely worth the upgrade. Unfortunately, when you buy this case at launch, it's going to cost the full price. I asked the store people there if I could get a discount, but unfortunately no. If you wait a couple months, they discount it typically by 30 to 40%, so you can save some money that way, but they really try to rip you off on launch day. Overall, I still really enjoy this case. I think it's really cool. I really like the design and the kickstand. And despite some of its shortcomings, I still think it's one of the best cases for the Note 10 Plus. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. I really hope it helped you choosing your case for your next Note 10 Plus. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video.